world.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Bashem, Rekah Kodash. Much mercy to you brothers out there that's in the spirit. And all you believers out there that's getting to the narrow path, which the scripture tell you in 2nd Esdras, one man at a time. You see, one man at a time. Numbers chapter 12, verse 7, it says, my servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. So Moses, who the Lord gave the law to back in the Old Testament, he was a faithful servant. You see, Moses was a faithful servant, and that is the attitude of the men of the Lord, to be faithful unto the Lord. Now, even back then, Moses, him and the Lord, they had an agreement. They had an alliance together because Moses was doing the will of the Most High back in them times. So Moses was a faithful servant. You see, Isaiah 25:1. O Lord, thou art my power, and I will exalt thee, and I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsels of old are faithfulness and truth. And this is Isaiah. So Isaiah, what did Isaiah do? He exalted the Lord. You see? You exalt the Lord. And that's what Moses was. He was a faithful servant. And that's what we embody, is being as those faithful servants. Now, what you got to understand, what separates the true servants of the Lord than false servants of the Lord. These false servants, they're going to be serving this world. They're going to be serving Esau. They're going to be serving Mammon. But what they do is they mingle it with the scriptures. So like, they take the scriptures and tell you some good things, but basically it's all corrupt because they're not whole in the Lord. And so that's who the Lord is looking for, a faithful servant, whole unto him. You see what I'm saying? And these guys are not whole unto the Lord all the way. They may be halfway teaching the Lord, but then they make a covenant with death, and they make a covenant with Esau, with this world. And that's what a lot of our people do. Because right now, man, it's not a good time to be an entertainer or a rapper or anything like that, man. I'm telling you, these entertainers that's a part of the world, they're being murdered left and right, like they getting brutally chopped down, man. The spirit of death is out here, man, in the world. And if you're an actor and you're a fucking hypocrite, and if you're really not real about this truth, it's just a matter of time. You see? Well, that's why the Lord is giving men a space of repentance to actually get to him in these days. You might be in camps, you might be in situations where you might be doing the wrong shit, and the Lord is giving you a way to get out, because everything in this world is pretty much have made a covenant with death, and the only way out is Yahawashi. Now, the only reason you will have confidence in Yahawashi is because you understand Yahawashi and you have faith in him. This generation is going to lack faith. That's why the Lord said that when he come back, will he find faith on the earth? And no, but few are going to have the faith of the Lord in them. And it's all about you believing. But the majority of people, they made covenant with death. Anybody that's made a name for themselves or just put themselves out there in the world to be famous, especially guys that's honored, they're on borrowed time. You see, guys that's being honored in this world, they're on borrowed time. That's why you're not supposed to make a covenant with this world. That's what guys have done, and they're teaching the scriptures. And so now they're corrupt, and now they can't be in the covenant with Yahawashi because they made a covenant with this world. A lot of these leaders have. Maybe not everybody, but I say the majority of these guys in these groups, in these camps, they've made deals. And Yahawashi can't be taught because they've made a covenant with Esau. So if you make a covenant with Esau, then you can't make a covenant with Yahawashi. You see? See, Yahawashi brought a new covenant. And we have spiritually signed off on that covenant. But a lot of guys already made a covenant with Esau and death. And that's what I'm seeing in the world more and more. When you understand, like, when a lot of guys get put to death, it's because they have made a covenant with death. And more times, a lot of times when these guys die, that's of the world, these entertainers, actors, and shit like that, it's because they don't want to follow through with it. So the only way out is death. Follow these big entertainers and shit, and rappers and music stars. They have made a covenant with death already, so it's like they can't escape that. And this is one thing we have to understand too. But by us teaching the new covenant, we make a contract with Yahawashi now, which that is life. And we don't have nothing to do with Esau in this world. You see what I'm saying? So we're not playing in the same league as these guys teaching the truth. We're not in the same league. We're in a whole nother league dealing with the new covenant and the truth. That's what you got to understand. So just as Moses was faithful back then, just as Isaiah exalted the Lord, and just as Yahawashi and the apostles, they did what they had to do in their times, we have to do what we have to do in our times. And we're doing it. We're doing it, and it's beautiful. And it's not something for everybody. It's like if you find us and you have some understanding of the scriptures, then you can understand. Now this is the time to exalt Yahawashi in the new covenant. See, this is the time. Because this is the only way out. Everybody else have made a covenant with death. Isaiah 28:15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. And that's these camps. You see? That's these camps. That's what they've done. This is what you got to understand, man. And so this is why we're warning guys too, because a lot of guys, they can't get out of their covenant with death. But we never made a covenant with this world. We only made a covenant with Yahawashi through the Spirit. You see, and so that's the difference with us. Isaiah 28:16. Therefore, thus says the Lord power, behold, I lay in Zion a foundation, a cornerstone, a tri-stone, precious cornerstone, a sure foundation, that he that believeth shall not make haste. So if you really believe in the Lord, you're going to make an alliance with him. And so therefore you're going to understand that you have to make an alliance with Yahawashi. You have to make a covenant with the Lord. Because if you don't, then you're in a covenant with death. Like, you got to do that right now. You got to make a covenant with Yahawashi through the Spirit. And that's what's going to seal the elect. Let me jump down to 18. Isaiah 28:18. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. And that is what the Lord is basically telling these guys in these groups. If you don't have Yahawashi, you're through. It don't matter what covenants you've made. So we know by teaching Yahawashi and teaching the new covenant, this is bringing an end to this whole shit. You see? Luke chapter 18, verse 42. And Yahawashi said unto him, receive ye thy sight, and thy faith hath saved thee. So by them believing in Yahawashi, their faith saved them. So they was in agreement with him. They didn't say, oh, we just know the name. No, they was in agreement. They knew, they seen the Lord doing the miracles, this, and they believed on the Lord, and he was able to heal them, to give them sight spiritually. Like spiritually in this time. Back in them time, the Lord was healing guys through the spirit and physically. He was doing both back then. He was giving guys sight. He was healing a lot of people. And now we're healing people through the mind, through the spirit, giving men sight. So Luke 18. Luke 18. You know what? I'm going to go up to 40. And I'm going to come back down again. This is what you got to understand what's happening in this time. If you make a covenant with Yahawashi and you believing on him, right, and you understand him, you do your study to show yourself approved, like the scriptures say, then the spirit can deal with you. But if you disagree with him in this time, you're just going to go farther and farther down in death. And what these guys have done, they've made a covenant with death. And they can't turn back on that. Like a lot of these entertainers, now they have all the money in the world, and they got the, they superstars and shit, but they're tied to Satan. So there's only so far they can fucking go. They're not free. And Yahawashi, you're free. And so what we're telling you guys, like a lot of guys in these groups, you don't understand that guys over you, they've made deals with Satan. You got to get out from under them. All these groups. All these fucking groups, man. You want me to keep naming all these goddamn groups? Every one of them. That's why the Lord said that he was going to be the temple, right? Now, when you go to Corinthians, now he's putting a temple in his men. And this is what Paul is explaining now. Because the synagogues and shit, they were turned out. They were corrupted. Like they are. So you have to get to the Lord on your own. So this is a result of believing on Yahawashi. Now Luke 18 and 38, going back. And he cried saying, Yahawashi, son of David, have mercy on me. And the Lord is only going to have mercy on those that agree with him, bro. It's just like a contract. You gotta be in that agreement with Yahawashi. Because if you're not in agreement with the Lord, you're in agreement with death, and that's the world. That's like 99%. That's over 90% of the world right now. In agreement with death. And the Lord is only having mercy on a few. That's why the heavier matters of the law are faith, mercy, and judgment, which judgment is seen. You see? So if you're not in a covenant with Yahawashi, there is no real faith. You see? And I had to make this video real quick because I seen one video, this guy was talking about faith. But remember, if you're in these camps, then you don't really have faith because you denying the Lord. You're putting the Lord off. So if you're in there, you're with everybody else. You're Mr. Smith with everybody else. That's why we say you got to get out of the multitudes and get to the Lord by yourself. You see? And the ones of the Lord are doing that. That's what's bringing this world to an end. That is the elect being sealed is a major prophecy. It's like a numbers game we're playing right now. All the minds that get lit up, it's like you plugging in lights, and all the lights get plugged up, and then we can get out of here. So we're turning on lights in guys' heads, And it takes work. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. We got a little more to say. But like the brother said earlier, we don't have that much more to say. But looking how bad it is out there, we have to say as much as we can right now until we're not able to say nothing anymore. So this is part of the mercy of the Lord, believe it or not, because nobody else is teaching Yahawashi, which is the new covenant. They're the same. And guys are in the flesh, man. They're totally carnal in these camps. And they're led by demonic guys sitting high. And that's what makes everybody in the groups demonic. You see? And they don't have any faith. They're pushing death. And I think they're set up to do that shit too. This is very dangerous. You see? So if you don't have Yahawashi, you're playing Russian roulette with your fucking life every day. Like, you don't know what can happen with your life. Other than like understanding Yahawashi is dealing with you and being with you in this time, you don't have that sense of peace and rest in Yahawashi. That's what Yahawashi, making him your high holy day, you make him your rest. And you continue to watch like he said too. You see, you watch everything, but Yahawashi is your rest because you've made that agreement with him. So he's your atonement. So we don't have nothing to do with this fucking world. Our thing is Yahawashi. So that's why these guys teaching these things, they don't have Yahawashi or pushing the Lord. You have to push the Lord. And if certain things pop up, I mean, you speak on it. You see, you speak on certain things that's happening, but you don't dwell on that. Yahawashi is the main vocal point with this truth. And that's why everybody's going off. Like majorly going off. Yeah, Salakia. But Yahawashi, he's the main vocal point. So I want to read this in Luke right here, because this is going into faith and this is going into mercy. Judgment is going out. Like, all these things are like balanced with each other right now. Faith is balanced with judgment. They're all balancing the same thing. As the Lord is bringing evil out there, he's bringing the same mercy and balance and love and faith. So as he's bringing judgment, he has mercy too. And it's the same balance with us. All those faith, mercy, and discernment, they're being balanced. And the Lord is balancing them out in the world. And that's why this world is out of balance. And that's why you have judgment going out to help balance the world back. It's all out of balance. Remember what Thanos was saying? So there's no judgment out there. There's no faith out there. There's no discernment. So what's happening is the Lord is bringing some balance. You see? Now, Matthew chapter 18 and 38. And he cried, saying, Yahawashi, son of David, have mercy on me. And they went before him, and that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much more, son of David, have mercy on me. See, look at that. He kept crying out. He kept crying out, man. And that's us. And Yahawashi stood and commanded him to be brought unto him. And when he was come near, he asked him, saying, Would thou that I should do? He says, What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? So the Lord's like, What do you want me to do? And he cried, and he said, Lord, that I may receive sight. So he's asking the Lord for sight. And Yahawashi said unto him, Receive thy sight. Thy faith hath saved thee. So, like, if you don't have faith in the Lord in this time, you're not going to be able to be saved. And like I said, if you deny that covenant, then you're not in. You don't have nothing to do with the Lord. That's just saying right there, disagreeing with the covenant, that you don't believe in the Lord. That's all that's saying. Now these guys can teach all this shit still, but they don't have no faith in the Lord because they deny the Lord. So they're not going to be saved. So guys are making covenants with death. You either make a covenant with death or you make a covenant with Yahawashi. That's and like I say, a lot of guys have already made a covenant with death. They can't go back on it unless they die. So what they have to teach other guys to die like them. Man, it's heavy like that. So you have to make a covenant with Yahawashi. Now Luke 18:41 saying, "Without that I should do unto thee," and he said, "Lord, that I shall receive my sight." And Yahawashi said unto him, "Receive thy sight, and thy faith be saved thee." And immediately he received his sight and followed him, glorifying the Most High. And all the people, when they saw it, gave praise unto the Most High. So this is an example of what the Lord is going to do for the believers. He's going to give a lot of men sight. You have to make that covenant with Yahawashi, not the old laws of Moses. Moses was a faithful servant. And all the prophets of the Lord, they were all the way for the Lord. They wasn't like in league with Esau and then teaching the Lord. No, it didn't go like that. Like these guys. A lot of guys are in league with Esau still teaching the scriptures. It don't work like that. That's why the Lord said don't take a high seat, because guys are going to be in league with Esau, which are going to be controlling the high seats in these days, man. So if you don't receive Yahawashi, man, you're not going to have any sight. You're not going to see. Is going into discernment. So you don't have any faith. You don't have no judgment. So you don't know which way to go. And the Lord don't love you. There's no love there. So that's why the new heart, it deals with these three elements. And we line up with them so good because we have big hearts, man. It's heavy like that. These guys in these groups, they don't have no heart, so they can't teach in certain ways and do certain things. They're not free. They're a part of this world, so that's what they've made a covenant with. But if you're of the Lord, you're not going to make a covenant with this world. You're going to make a covenant with Yahawashi. And with that, shalom.